Welcome to Job and Internship Search by the Career Services and Advising Center. We will just be going over some quick tips and tricks to think about as you start the process of searching for jobs and internships. Okay, so the first thing we are going to talk about are where do you even find job listings? So if you're looking online, some great sites to use include Handshake. That is where um, all of the employers who reach out to Fitchburg State directly, that's where all of our internships and jobs are posted. You can access that by going to joinhandshake.com. If you haven't made your account yet, I highly recommend you do so and start filling out your profile and get comfortable with the site. You can also use general sites like Indeed or CareerBuilder, ZipRecruiter. These sites tend to pull from several different places, and so you may have to sift through more postings, but it's a good broad area, especially if you're early on in the search. LinkedIn is also a great way to look for internships and jobs, particularly in the business or tech realm, but in really any industry. You would need to set up your profile on LinkedIn, and if you need any help with that, please contact our office. There are also some industry-specific job sites. So depending on what type of job you're going into, there are some sites that specifically target certain industries. Some examples of this are SchoolSpring for K through 12 education or higherculture.org for the arts. These tend to be more narrow, and so you won't get as many jobs, but they may be more targeted in what you're looking for. So you won't have to sift through as much irrelevant postings. As you're searching for positions, sometimes it's hard to know exactly what you're looking for. So I definitely recommend trying some different search terms. If you are looking for something that has an acronym, try searching both the acronym as well as the full spelled out version. An example of that would be HR, human resources, or IT, information technology. Also try variations of what you're looking for. So, if you're looking to do website content, you may try writer, blogger, editor, online content production, and just see what comes up. Be aware of phrases, so things that are multi-word phrases like office manager. If you just search the words office manager, you may get things that are just manager and things that are just office. But if you put quotations around them, it will look for that particular term, so where those two words are together. If you are unsure of what the job title is that you're looking for, try searching for different skills that you would be looking to use. So here there's an example of social media. You could also try things like Photoshop, marketing, and just see what comes up. Most job search sites will let you narrow your search by location, job type, salary. So keep that in mind. So if you're looking for just part-time versus full-time or only within, 1 hour of Fitchburg, play with the filters and narrow down so you're not going through quite so many postings. So as you are looking at job listings, you can often save searches and then just go in and search every day or every other day, or set alerts so that you can get emails that let you know when something that fits what you're searching for gets posted. Depending on the site, you can usually build a profile like LinkedIn or on Handshake, or upload your resume to make applying easier. So there are jobs that are posted, but there is also a hidden job market. Up to 75% of positions aren't posted publicly, and you may be wondering why that is. And it could be the company wants to keep the search confidential. The company doesn't want to sort through so many applications. They're looking for someone who knows someone. The position isn't officially open, but they know it will soon. The company may also not want to pay to post it, and they're just hoping to get something through their personal networks. So how do you access the hidden job market? You can first let people know that you're looking. Often, if a friend, family member, someone who graduated before you, let them know what you're looking for and that you're actively looking. So that way, if they hear something, you're the first person on their mind and they know to reach out. Use your social media. That could be joining different groups, following companies on Facebook or LinkedIn so that, once a position is posted, you know to reach out. You can also get involved in different professional organizations, alumni associations, young professional groups. Often people want to make those connections, and if they know that you are looking and that what your skills are, when things come up or they hear of stuff, they know to reach out to you. A few do's and don'ts. Make sure you're using multiple sources to find job listings. If you are interested in a particular company, you can always go directly to their website and check back there pretty frequently. Use your networks, talk to people. Who do you know who does this? Who do you know who might know someone who does this? That includes professors, that includes classmates, that includes family, friends. Reach out. Tailor your materials to the position. So make sure as you are searching and applying that you are editing your resume and cover letter, depending on what you're applying to. This is really important. Keep track of your job applications. As you start to apply to 10, 15 different jobs or internships, you will start to forget when you applied, what you applied to. So make a Google Sheet or even a piece of notebook paper, a folder in your email. Start to keep track of what you applied to, when you applied to it, so you know when to follow up and if you've heard back. You can follow up by email or phone after you submit an application. I would recommend only following up once. You don't want to pester the company too much. But if you have applied and it said that they were closing applications April 1st and about a week after the deadline, you haven't heard anything, it's totally okay to give a call or an email to the Human Resource Department and check on the status of your application. Don't apply to jobs you're not interested in. I know sometimes we can feel desperate and like we just want to get something, but don't apply to any job that you don't actually want to do. Your time and energy is much better used applying to things that you're actually interested in. Also, don't be afraid to apply to something because you don't have 100% of what they're looking for. Usually I say that, if you have about 75% of what they're looking for, apply. The worst thing that can happen is that they say no thank you. But don't rule yourself out because you are missing maybe one or two skills that they're looking for. And don't get discouraged. It's a lot of work. Applying for jobs and internships can be really really discouraging, especially as you start to get some rejection. But just keep applying. You will find something. And if you need any help and you feel like you're hitting a brick wall, reach out to our office. That's what we're here for. Okay, so let's talk about the process of applying. First, there is the application itself. You may apply online, you may apply directly through a site like Indeed or LinkedIn or the company's website. Usually, this includes your resume and a cover letter. Sometimes there'll be an additional application form as well. And so you submit those application materials. Um, Most jobs will have at least 2 rounds of interviews. You'll have a first round interview. Sometimes this is done by phone or Skype. Um, this is usually a filtered interview done by human resources to make sure that you actually meet the criteria of the job. This is just to kind of make sure you meet the bare minimum qualifications. Depending on what you're applying to, sometimes there's a second round interview, sometimes there's a third round. But depending on what you have, then you go to an in-person interview. Now, some companies will only do video interviews, especially if you're applying to something that is far away. Um, But in general, interviews will then go in person, and this is usually with the hiring manager. Sometimes you'll meet with multiple people on an in-person interview. Um, Sometimes you'll meet with a panel of people, but this is usually the final interview. Once you've been interviewed, they will call your references. You should let your references know that you are putting them down as you are going through this process. Once your references have been checked, that is when they will reach out and offer you a job, and this is your opportunity to negotiate your salary. From negotiating your salary, then you can accept, and then once you have verbally accepted, usually there is a formal contract that you sign accepting the position. Okay, so let's get organized. As you are thinking about applying to jobs and internships, figure out when you're doing this. Treat it like it's its own job or a class. Set times that you want to do it, whether that's each day or each week. Set some time aside to really get in and work on this process. Keep track of what you're applying to, make a spreadsheet. Contact emails, copy the links to different different positions that you're applying to. Just keep track of these things so that when you do get a call for an interview, you can really easily go back in and find that job posting to help you do your research. Some documents you'll want to keep track of are different versions of your resume and cover letter for each position. Depending on what you're applying to, you may need an official transcript, so keep that in mind. For references, you want this to be a separate document from your cover letter and your resume. On that document, you will have at least 3 people with their contact information. Contact information is phone number, email, and then their job title. Make sure you check in with your references and let them know that you're applying, and make sure you get the okay that it's okay to use them. It's also a good idea to send your references your resume and cover letter just to remind them a little bit about your qualifications and help them prepare to be a good reference for you. As you're going through this process, know that you do not have to do it alone. You can reach out to our office and book a one-on-one virtual meeting. You can either call the office or send us an email. We have online walk-in hours every day that you can just drop into, and you can see more information about that on our Instagram. Make sure to also check out Handshake, get your profile up to speed there, and check out all of the jobs and internships that are from companies that are hoping to hire our students. Great, well, good luck, and we hope to talk to you soon.